So as you'll see, I've decided to do Classic at FitX, which is in 2 weeks, 5 days from now. And it was an extra class that Jake has encouraged me to do, just to see how I fare up there against some of the bigger boys in Classic. And also I get to do a routine, and I want to just sort of dedicate this show and this whole run to Jordan Thomas, who sadly passed away recently, one of my good friends. So welcome to the YouTube. Today we are going to run through posing, the importance of posing, and we have my man Feyi, which I've mentioned a few times in my recent YouTubes. He is the man that transformed my confidence, my stage presence, my general overall aura when I'm on stage. So when I first started, I was a bag of nerves. I wouldn't have been stood in front of a camera doing this sort of thing. I went to the first ever posing day, the pre-show event, which is what we're going to host today on the Isle of Man. And it just opened my eyes to pose, and I got there and there was people that were 2 weeks out, 6 weeks out. I was 16 weeks out, I think it was at the time. I was fat, they were shredded. I realized that's the condition I need to get to. But then when I was up there, I had no idea how to pose, and everyone else was elegant and smooth, and the transitions were clean. And I thought, I really need to practice. So I booked in every single week with Feyi for the whole 16 weeks. And towards the end, we went twice a week. And it's expensive, but you can go on stage and you can be shredded, or you can go and do a photo shoot and you can be shredded, but if you can't pose and you can't transition and make it look smooth, then you're just gonna look like an idiot on stage, no matter how lean you are. Like, posing is a big part of any sort of bodybuilding, any sort of bikini, whatever you want to call the category. Even photo shoots, you just still need to practice your posing. So I wish it come naturally for me. I'm not as smooth as Feyi, but Feyi's gonna jump on the cam and talk, so is George. And again, a lot of people think that this is something that it's embarrassing. I don't want to go up and pose, it's a little bit awkward, but trust me, it's a lot more awkward on stage if you don't know how to pose, especially when you get your feedback and it says you would have won, or say you come second and it says you were off on your posing, and then the guy that beat you was smaller, he was less conditioned, and you lost because of posing. It's something that's so easy. You get up, you do your cardio, you eat meals, you do steps, practice some posing. It takes me like 15 minutes a day just to run through it and feel connected to the muscles. So we'll get into it, we're going to film the whole day, and we'll catch you soon.
So we are here at the pre-show posing event. This is the one place where we come to get people stage posing ready. Now, it's one thing to have the physique to get ready for stage, and it's another thing to be able to pose. So what we're trying to do here is get people that stage posing ready feeling to get them stage ready. We have a lot of IBB pros that have come in. We have WMBF pros, PCA pros, NFM UK pros, all the pros from the Federation coming in. We also have people who have never even stepped on stage before. They're just deciding to venture into this bodybuilding journey. But we come here to motivate each other on, give them that stage experience, let them ask those questions about stage, and get them generally posing better. So that is what we're about to do today, and it is gonna be absolutely awesome. Isle of Man, we're out. I wasn't the biggest guy, I competed naturally. I wasn't the biggest guy, I was probably one of the smallest guys on stage. But one thing that I always did was every time I saw a big guy backstage that everyone looked at and thought, wow, this guy looks amazing, I'll just look at him and say, wait till I catch you on stage. And when I did, I sure did whoop his ass. So you have guys looking and saying, how the hell did this guy win? How did this happen? So it's not just about the physique, it's also about the posing. Now, there's never too much to learn. Each time you come to this, we have different sorts of people come here. So we have people from IBB pros come to these events. We have WMBF pros. We have PCA pros. I think we have a returning PCA pro here. Actually, there we go. And we have all of them come to these events, and there's never too much to learn. One thing you always find on stage there is that when you go to stage, sometimes the nerves kick in. You've done the stage practice, you've done your posing with your posing coach, but then you come onto the stage and you realize, boom, head's gone blank. Now, that is why we have this dress rehearsal. I've seen this for multiple times judging. I've seen people come on, and they come onto the stage and they do something like this, and then you see it in their eyes, and their eyes go blank, and they're like, shit. And they look at the people in the audience, same as you, they can barely see the people, all you can see are the judges, and they forget their posing, and they ruin 16 plus weeks of prep. This is why we do this stuff. We do this stuff to, one, give you a dress rehearsal, give you the confidence, allow you to make your mistakes on here, so that when you do go on stage, you know it's a tick box, okay?
I just want to carry on really from what Danny said and the importance of and kind of why the reason we brought this day together. So I've obviously done sort of like 7 seasons now. When I was kind of growing up and coming into the sport, this just wasn't available. Posing wasn't available. It's something I definitely neglected. And I like to think I tried pretty hard in terms of where I was training, whether it be cardio, diet, etc. But I always let myself down when it comes to the posing aspect side of things. And to be honest, it's just something because I wasn't very good at it. I neglected it, and then it hindered me when it kind of come to stage. So again, I kind of put it to one side. But like growing up, I just didn't have the exposure to be able to have the posing coaches that we do to this point. So the reason we kind of put this day together is obviously I know firsthand the importance of posing, and still to this day, I think I'm sort of like 7 seasons in, and I'm still not very good. But having now access to Feyi, whether it would now be on Ireland or I travelled over to see him last year because I just really valued the process of the posing side of stuff, and having that sort of in-person experience was crucial. So. Yeah, the reason we've kind of created what we have is to be able to kind of bring that exposure to the island. We're trying to of course, within the business, and what we're trying to do is develop sort of transformations within physiques, etc. But also, as it's my first love, second to Lauren, I want to grow the sport of bodybuilding. So it gives us the opportunity to bring locally people the exposure to, whether they're coming to support the day to watch, or they're coming to have a trial of the day itself. And like I say, it just wasn't something that we had and we were exposed to. And I think anyone that kind of neglects the posing side of things is either ignorant or arrogant to the situation. It's important. It's super important. So like I say, the reason that we brought this, and I'll try not to waffle too much, is I want to grow the sport locally. I want the guys to get involved and support it with us. And I think just being able to have, for me, I feel blessed to have the opportunity to be able to bring this over as part of JW, Team JW, and give this back to the island. Again, my final point of this really is we're trying to grow the sport locally. The importance of posing, as I've mentioned, is massive, but I just want to kind of continue to bring people over and give the island exposure to listen to be able to grow and develop as we do.
So as you'll see, I've decided to do Classic at FitX, which is in 2 weeks, 5 days from now. And it was an extra class that Jake has encouraged me to do, just to see how I fare up there against some of the bigger boys in Classic. And also I get to do a routine, and I want to just sort of dedicate this show and this whole run to Jordan Thomas, who sadly passed away recently. One of my good friends, one of my biggest ever supporters, both in business, both in bodybuilding, just in life. He's shaped me to be the man I am, and always taught me to sort of reach for things that you think aren't possible. And yeah, so men's physique is obviously my bag. It's my bread and butter. But I'm going to go into classic, and I'm going to do it to the song Not Afraid, and that's going to be my routine. And that is the song that I had to watch his coffin go down the aisle to about 2 weeks ago. So it's raw, it's emotional, and yeah, it's all for him. It's all for him. So yeah, there's a lot going into this. It means even more, obviously, now. All or nothing, plus this on top. This is it. Let's get it. Let's absolutely kill it. So there's one thing I learned from my first show and my first competitive sort of run-in and prep. It was that you need to enjoy the process. You know, if you're doing this to go on stage and you stress the whole time and you don't enjoy it and you blame everybody for your low energy and you have bad moods, which is going to happen, you're going to have days like that. But if you don't enjoy the process and then you go on stage and do terrible, you're just going to resent and regret doing the whole thing. And especially on show day, like, the hard work is done. And I say this to people who do photo shoots, the hard work is done. You just need to go out there, enjoy yourself, bring a buzz. You know, there's people that have paid hundreds of pounds to come and watch you for seats, for travel. So I remember the first show I come out, and my mum was there, my Auntie Jane, my Uncle Brian, my dad, Christy. And I remember coming out and I could see them and they were all screaming, and I knew that moment I needed to bring the energy, and I did. And ever since then, I've realised from that moment it's all about enjoyment and having a good time. And you're up there. If you don't enjoy the actual show, then don't do a show. Just just diet and just train, and the end result is the end result. So yeah, and as you'll see throughout probably most of this video, it is very tiring on the day. And I'm 2 weeks, 5 days out from my first show, and that's going to be men's physique, and I've decided to do classic bodybuilding. And you'll see, today in my things, I'm trying to use this as a stamina sort of builder. And I think that has really taken its toll on me today, and I do need to increase my fitness levels, my stamina levels, my posing quality and stuff like that. So today's kind of a real eye-opener, and I'm glad we've done this sort of 4 weeks out from the PCA, because now I've got 4 weeks to absolutely nail it. No stone unturned, all or nothing.
Guys, good afternoon. I've had the pleasure of coming to the workshop that Danny, George and the JW team have brought to the island today, and just got a few words I want to share with you about the posing aspect of bodybuilding and competing, and how super important it is. I'm no longer competing anymore. I've done 10 years worth of competing. I did 10 shows in all. I've done 30 plus photo shoots, and the importance of your posing, the way you present yourself, I cannot stress to you how important it is. You could have the best physique up there, but if you can't present it, then you're almost going to lose out on presenting that beautiful physique you worked hard for. If you aren't putting the time in with your posing, it's going to show on stage, because guaranteed everyone else up there is going to be working super hard on that posing, and it will be the difference between first and second. Simple as that. There could be two guys or girls who are looking incredible in physique and how they look and their conditioning, but if one's posing is better than the other, you're going to lose out. And you should be putting just as much time into your posing as you are with your nutrition, your training, your rest, recovery. If you're only doing one session a week, then especially as you get closer to the show, you should be doing daily posing. Routines when you go into the gym after your sessions. It's also going to help you bring your conditioning out as well, especially towards the end of prep when you are a lot leaner. So if there's anything that you need to take away from any posing workshop or any sort of consideration for competing or doing photo shoots, is get out on top of your posing, get a coach, speak to people who are experienced in the industry or with posing themselves, and take tips from everywhere and work what's right for your physique, because sometimes the posing has to suit your body shape. It's not always easy just to hit a certain pose and look the same as everyone else might need to look. And you need to look best for your shape and what you have. So that's why having a posing coach is going to be super important. Anyway, I hope those few tips have helped a little bit in regards to your consideration for making sure you're on top of your posing. But other than that, it's been a fantastic day here already so far. I'm unfortunate that I've missed a little bit, but I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more this afternoon. So catch you soon.
Okay, so that's a wrap. That's the end of today's posing day. Hopefully you've enjoyed this YouTube. Hope that you've enjoyed the day, the content we've brought, and everything that goes along with it. There's a lot of preparation and there's quite a bit of investment from George and the business that go into putting these events on. But as you guys have rightly said, we're investing in the community of bodybuilding on the Isle of Man, and we want to just continue to grow it because it's quite small over here, and we want it to. So again, help the channel grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Just share this video. Get that reach out there. That's why we're doing this. And I'll catch you in the next one.